Welcome. Come join us as we walk through the wardrobe door to explore the riches of C.S. Lewis's marvelous book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This book is the first to be written of the famed Chronicles of Narnia, which have sold hundreds of millions of copies and been translated into 47 languages. The leading British bookstore chain, Waterstones, announced that their extensive reader poll had named The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe the greatest children's story of all time. That would be reason enough to study the book, but easy to dismiss if you're an adult. But what if there is far more going on in this story than you ever imagined? What if it is profoundly laden with spiritual principles and wisdom for adults living in a culture that seems to be racing in the wrong direction? Listen to these words from the brilliant Oxford professor and theologian, the Reverend Dr. Alistair McGrath, on the importance of the Narnia books. McGrath says, "The evocative stories of Narnia affirm that it is possible for the weak and foolish to have a noble calling in a dark world, that our deepest intuitions point us to the true meaning of things, that there is indeed something beautiful and wonderful at the heart of the universe, and that this something may be found, embraced, and adored. In Narnia, we see a good and beautiful creation, spoiled and ruined by a fall, in which the Creator's power is denied and usurped. The Creator then enters into the creation to break the power of the usurper and to restore things through a redemptive sacrifice. Yet even after the coming of the Redeemer, the struggle against sin and evil continues and will not be ended until the final restoration and transformation of all things." Each of us has our unique story, but our own story needs to be brought into connection with a grand narrative, a big story, which gives our story a new importance and significance. Why? Because we realize that our story is framed by something greater, which gives us value and purpose. Lewis's remarkable achievement in Narnia is to allow his readers to inhabit this big story, to get inside it, and to feel what it is like to be part of it. Come join us. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is both theologically rich and poignantly beautiful in its writing, and it can help equip us to live boldly for Christ in a culture that has lost its way. If you haven't read this book since you were a child, or if you've never read it, you are in for a great adventure. Come join us and bring a friend.